We'll do the melody in a second too. I want everybody to learn the really beautiful melody. So can you just scan it? Because as I mentioned, the B section is pretty much the same as the A. So it's like, what's the difference? This is just like how we memorize songs. And you know, Elaine and I say, hey, I sing it in the key of C. So instantly, if we do it in a different key, we have to think, okay, 1, flat 6 major, back to the 1, to the 3, 6, 2, minor 4. You know, you memorize progressions that way. You want to get away from letter names. You want to think in numbers. Always get away from letters. Just always convert to numbers. Even if it's just map. I mean, again, I grab the key of C. If you guys want to try this with me, 1. I'm being a bass player. Flat 6. See that dark? Back to the 1 of C, to the 3, 6, and then here's our 2, minor 4, dominance, chain of dominance. I'm not even thinking about it because it's a chain, and then C major, C minor, and so again, that's how you memorize songs quickly, by converting everything to numbers. There is no flat 6 in a major key. It would be the 6. So in the key of G, it'd be E minor. So if you flat the 6, it'd be E flat.
Okay.
But then you would know that the flat 6 in a minor key is major. You know what I mean? That because now we're thinking G. We would have to kind of do the same process. Like, what are the chords of B flat major? Because G minor. So that's G minor is the 1. E flat major is a flat 6. C minor is a minor 4 chord. Those are the 2 borrowed chords that are being used in the song, besides the dominant cycle, which acts as like a delayed cycle, like a delayed resolution. Meaning, if we know we're in the key of G, you put a D7 in front of G to get us to do G, the 5-1. But in front of D7 to get us there, you put the 5 of that, which is A7. And in front of that, you can put E7. And in front of that, you put B7. That's where that chain of dominance come in. It's like this long delay of dominant, 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 resolve. You know? And that's so common in those old swing tunes, Tin Pan Alley songs, and Sweet Georgia Brown.
And is this when people are talking about doing the circle of fifths?
Yes, circle of fifths.
Fourths.
Yes, yeah, the fourth. Yes, exactly. It's if you memorize that circle of fifths, which goes C, G, D, A, E, B, or backwards C, F, B. That's fourths. We're going in fourths. This.
Okay.
And guitars are tuned in fourths, so we get to do this. We do that all day long. There's patterns, or if we're soloing, you do this. We're tuned in fourths. You get these quick licks because you know it's like mathematics. It's like geometry. Like you figure out the shapes. You know, I know that I'm following this because. So again, just following intervals. Dominant, and then the minor.
Cessation or a temporary key change in the song. Do you still think about it in the key of G major then, or do you think about it then according to whatever the tonal center is? Sorry,
No, yeah, it's the same.
I'm wondering how you think about it.
Yeah, no, exactly though. But yeah, like that one. Okay, so for example, in the key of D, we got the 1 chord, and then the flat 6. Well, here's the 6. 1, 6. We don't want the 6. We want flat 6. So it's B flat major 7. Back to the 1, and then here comes that tonicization of the 2. So I'm going to the 3. The 3 is this is really now a chain of the 2-5. Sorry, not a chain, but 2, 5 to the 2. So I am tonicizing the 2, but I'm thinking the 3, 6 to the 2.
Okay.
So but we know as a sub progression it's a 2-5. And then it goes up 3 frets. So I still use my trick of going up 3 frets to the minor 4, and then the dominant cycle. I'm not really thinking about it too much. And then back to the 1. minor, parallel, and that's the 16 bars. That's memorized, or not memorized, but just transposing quickly. But I'm thinking flat 6. 1 to the 3 to the 2 minor 4, then the chain dominance, and 1, and it's a good thing to do. I mean, this is a workshop. I would do this, but I don't want to put you guys through that. I mean, again, I'm assuming you all know basic theory that that's why I said if we're in the key of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the parallel key of G minor is B flat major. That's where you have B flat major, G minor, C minor, E flat major. All those other borrowed chords were from that parallel key, which is super common in jazz compositions, is to throw in these, sprinkle in these borrowed chords that add some color, and it's basically a little surprise. But it comes from classical music too, European classical music. These borrowed chords, and you can listen to Beethoven, Bach. I mean, it's been used for a long time. Yeah, and I don't expect anybody to be able to do that. Like if I said, hey, can you play all the chords of G minor? It's like, maybe, it's like G minor, okay, I'm in the key of B flat. I'm just going through my process. I'm in the key of B flat major. I could do that quickly, so no problem. B flat, C minor, 3. I'm thinking numbers again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's a G minor. And then we got scales. And that's all G minor. That'd be over this. B flat major, yeah, you think B flat. Yeah, you think G major to B flat major. That's, like Elliot's talking about for soloing purposes. You go G major, B flat, G, B flat. So go back and forth, practice if you want to work on improv on this song for those borrowed chords. But that's the bigger picture. Is that, I just practice major to minor. That's why Leslie knows this from my gypsy jazz classes. Practice major to minor. I always say, even if it's just an arpeggio, G major, G minor. It sounds so good, just going major to, and that arpeggio would work on that E flat major, G major, G minor. Even though the chord is E flat major, G minor sounds beautiful on G minor 7. Even on that C minor chord. See, it still has those notes. So it's like a color, even on that borrowed chord. Okay. So that's, Elliot's talking about improv again. He's on the next level of, after we analyze it, how do we improvise on it? But that's the bigger picture, is just to know that these borrowed chords, you just know what key you're in. But then if you want to get to the finer details, then you got to outline the chord. G major 7. E flat major 7, G major 7, B minor 7. This is where it sounds like jazz. A minor. I'm outlining a lot and decorating the chord progression. I'm following A minor, C minor, B7, E7, A7. So I'm kind of doing a lot of arpeggios and decorating what they would call outlining. And that's bebop, that's kind of the whole jazz style, versus the rock style, which is like, hey, I'm in the key of G. I could just noodle in the key of G, which is great too. That's more of a rock style approach, is like, what key am I in? But the jazz players will kind of decorate to every chord and embellish around it. So you really have to be navigating, and you want it to sound smooth and, motivic and organic. You don't want it to just sound like, hey, I'm playing arpeggios. But you got to do that at first, though. Just listen to Pat Metheny interview. He'll be like, you can't ignore outlining arpeggios, modes, scales, and then the art of it is to connect it all so it sounds like music and you're telling a story. I was following it pretty like chord by chord. G major 7, E flat, G major, B minor, E7, A minor, C minor, B7, E7, A7, D7, G major, G minor, top. So I'm just kind of, again, noodling around, decorating around each chord, connecting them using scales, and in that case, more so arpeggios, along with some little licks, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a combination of arpeggios. Scale, maybe. Scale. Arpeggio. Because, you know, if I just run scales, it might get a little bit boring. So I want to mix and match scales, arpeggios, maybe some blues licks, and then arpeggios. Those little blues licks are really sweet to throw in. You know, they feel good. You know, you get then major. And those are arpeggios, and then little Django style. Harmonic scale, little scale motifs, whatever. That's what it all comes down to me. Scales, arpeggios, and embellishment around chord tones, or playing the melody. Of course, you know, don't ignore the melody, the beautiful melody. Finding these common. The melody is just. And that's where chord melody comes in. You just want to find what are the important notes to target. So again, if you don't want to spend all that time doing modes, scales, and arpeggios, make sure you learn the melody really well and learn how to at least embellish around the melody in a simple way. I think that's nice. Let's do the melody together. Again, we pretty much we did get through the whole song. The chords were exactly the chords for the A and the B, they're the same. Once you know the chords for 16 bars, you know the whole song. It's just repeat it with a slightly different melody. The melody is this: 1. Notice the anticipation. Let's do that first phrase again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 and. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 and. You all do it. I'll play chords. 3, 4, 1. It's okay if you don't get it. You just feel it. Especially if you're not singing it doesn't matter, right? Just go by feel it. I'm just looping. It's the same tune for measure the next phrase. Ready? Right? Do you hear the same tune? But what changed? The chord. And it's the same melody, but that instead of the E flat major, it was a B minor 7 to the E7, the 2-5 going to A minor. But it's the same melody. And you can feel that color change. It's beautiful. The background changes even though the tune is the same. A minor 7, and I wrote it down for guitar players down here, 1. So it's just 1, and it starts on the end of 1, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Get those, and really get those anticipations, those little surprises, 1. You can even kind of emphasize that. That's a little surprise. Yeah, it's an anticipation. 1, 2, A minor 3, 4, 1. And then on the B7. Oh, that's not anticipated. But Leslie, I like how strong you played that. She was like, but you could anticipate everything. Jazz players do. But the B7 was this. Well, I know we get into these patterns. Everything was anticipated before that, but not here. But I'm not saying that you can't do it. You know, obviously it's an interpretive thing. But what's written is this. It's just right on it. It's pretty square. That's, again, singers might not do it that square. Or Joe Henderson. 1, 2, B7, 3, 4, 1. But as an ensemble, if we all want to be together, then it sounds cleaner. That's the whole point of reading this music. And let's go on to the A7. Oh, we got a chord note triplet. So it's 1 and 2 and 3, da da da. So it's like this. It's 1. It's 1 and da 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 da. You want to pull back those quarter triplets. 1 da 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 da. 2, 3, 4, 1. Beautiful. Again, 3, 4. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Darren. Next, so it was 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and let's get that D7 phrase. So I'm working on rhythm too. It's 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Wait, what is it? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and that A is twice. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and again that D is a little surprise because it's early, it's anticipated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, 3 again. Oh, yeah. Okay, Darren's ready to go to the next phase. I'll let him lead it. 3, 4, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's the tricky part there. Let's start on the A minor, see if we get through all of that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Everybody together, 1. So we sound good to it. 1, 2, hopefully 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and da, 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 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and not yet, 4, 1. Let's do that again. 3, A minor. Count 3, 4, 1, 2. From the top, everybody. Yeah, embrace the space. Sounding good from the top. I'll give you a little backbeat. One, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2. One more time, you got it? One, 2, and. Keep going, B section. Page turn. I missed that part. That's where it changes. So we got that E7 chord is 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Ba da 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 bum. I don't know the words. You know the words? Okay.
Are there English words or just?
I'm sure there are.
I hope so.
I mean, there's always English translations, but I don't know them. She does? Nice.
I'll write one. I'll write a song about shooting.
That was pretty. Is that a nice song?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Beautiful song, yeah. Really interesting. And then, of course, if you wanted to vamp out, you go that minor, that parallel. Very unique. Major, minor. That could be interlude, and then top. You know what I mean? You could use that interlude. And then, I already kind of talked about soloing, where this is not an improvisation class, but just, again, what I would mention is think parallel, or just think G major, G minor. Get bluesy if you wanted to. We'll jam on it next time. You guys want to play chords once, all the way through? All right, well, let's just jam on it one time through. Let's do it. Then we'll end with this song and kick into the other one. I'm not going to talk chord melody, but I'll send you an arrangement once I write it. It's really easy. Well, it's not hard because everything comes out. That's what I'm saying is once you learn, like, I might do this. Right out there, or this. Little fills. It just map out the melody first, or chords, melody, and then try to piece it together. That's what chord melody is. And then you can add those filler by learning those tricks of substitutions and some scales. Just fill in. I always do that only after I have like the basic template of like, okay, I got this chord. Just a quick preview. This chord to this chord, this chord to this chord. A minor down here. C minor 9, that denotes the 9, that's what I'm saying. And then what's next? Oh, B7 is here. B7, like, and that's sharp 5. That's where I wrote sharp 5 there, E7 sharp 5, because that way you play the melody, and you get the idea. Let's just go through once and just around the circle. If you don't have to do it, but you can do the melody. You guys want to jam a little bit? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kneels first. You can just play the melody. But we're all going to work on chords otherwise. Try to memorize it. 2. Yeah. Dom. Beautiful. Yeah. Take it, Dan.
Thanks.
Oh, melody, anything. Yeah, whatever you want. You know what? Take it, Darren. I know, sometimes I have to make sure I say it. Okay. Darren's like, okay. And 2. Minor 4. 3. Dominant chain. And the 1. And the minor 1. Yeah. And the B section. Minor that. And the 3 chord. But it's a 2-5 into the 2. Oh, I mean just melody, scat it. You know? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Leslie, take it. Yeah. Yeah. And minor. Take it, Pete. Yeah. And Elliot, nice, Pete. Yeah. A minor, C minor, and dominant cycle. A7, D7, and resolve major, minor. Yeah, keep going, Elliot. Sounds great. Yeah. And Michelle? melody, everybody. Vamp. Major to minor. Major, minor. Major, minor. Yeah, jam on it. Yeah. Yappy. Major, minor. Major, minor. Yeah, just you do this and just groove. If you're wondering, what can I do to find those common tones? The 9, the root, the 6, the 5, those are all common notes. Yeah, a little bluesy. But if you want to catch the changes, then you might want to go major, minor, major, minor. You know what I mean? You can catch the changes, or you might choose notes that are common to both the major and the minor world. You can just float through the changes by staying on those common tones. G, A, and D and E are the notes that I'm thinking. The E's it makes it a Dorian flavor, so you know. But G, A, D, E, those are the 4 notes between the major world and the minor world. If you're treating the minor as a Dorian mode, which is kind of funky. I like versus the E flat's a little darker. I'm actually thinking Dorian. So 4 notes, just remember that. This is kind of a trick if you're going from the parallel key, the major to the minor, staying on the same note, the same root. You got the root, the 1, 2, I'm thinking numbers, 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. Then you could do it here, 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. Here it is. Here it is on the top 2 strings right here. If you just want to do this, it's like I got rhythm. So it's like the pentatonic scale, but you don't want the 3. The 3 tells you it's major or minor, so stay away from the 3. But that's where you could do licks 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, minor, major, minor. Major, minor, major, minor. You can't go wrong with the root. The root's safe. The 5th is safe too, because they both contain the 5th. Anyways, we don't need to talk about that too much, but that's just a good little trick, a hack. Again, when you're going from the borrowed world of major to minor, 1, 2, 5, 6 are safe.